Greetings, my data science friends. In this video, I'm going to take a look at some data from the National Highway Safety Administration and crash fatality data. So in this video, I'm just looking at Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Wisconsin's data. And the way the data is set up here is what's called the wide format. So you can see what happens is the rows are listed by states and the columns are listed by the variable. So we've got the fatality crashes per billion miles traveled, and then percent, which were fatalities due to speeding, due to alcohol, due to distracted driving, whether or not it was their first accident involvement, and then what the average annual insurance premium is per driver of that state. So this particular style of representing the data or showing the data is generally referred to as the wide format. And then versus what's called the long format, or our textbook author calls it the tidy format. And so what happens in the tidy format is instead of putting the row is the each individual parameter and the variable is in the columns, now we sort of flip it on its side for each one. So Illinois will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and Indiana will get 6 rows, and Michigan will 6 rows, and Ohio and Wisconsin, they get 6 rows. So look what happens is Illinois gets a row with the fatal collisions per miles, and then it gets a row for percentage of speeding. So this is then has been sorted by the state sort of grouping, or sorry, by the variable sort of grouping. But I can also sort it by the state, right? So if I did this data and then sorted it by state, you would see now Illinois has each of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 variables that we saw here, right? Illinois has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 variables. So this tidy format or this long format is taking each of the data points and putting them in this other format. And the reason we'd want to do that is if we're trying to compare something happening with Illinois, graphing the data visually would be much easier to do in the long format or the tidy format than it would be for the wide format. But the wide format has value to show the data or think about the data or sort the data that way as well. So really part of the objective here in our assignment is to be comfortable going from the long format or tidy format as it's called to the wide format and back and forth. All right, I hope this video helps you understand what the wide format is versus what this long or tidy format is.